Hello, YouTube. This is Doug Robbins. Welcome to Doug's Thoughts. I want to talk to you today about Halloween Ends. And I want to talk to you from the perspective of obsession. Um, Anybody that watches the podcast, we watched a movie with Mike and Jay. Um, if you watch the stuff specifically on Halloween Ends, Michael just keeps saying over and over about um, adds to the lore, gives us more to talk about, and to me, it feels like uh, imagine you're a creative writing teacher and you're giving your students prompts. I think Ends did that, and people will tell you that the novel is better than the film, and it does supplement it. But at the end of the day, it still spun its wheels in the wrong direction, and it wasn't enough. Um, but I want to hold off on that and just specifically talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. You have to look at this movie in these terms. If you're a fan like me, if you're not like me, you look at it however the fuck you want. What is the first Halloween about? Obsession. Michael Myers stalks Laurie Strode. Anybody that plays Dead by Daylight, whenever you're playing as Michael Myers or one of his victims, or they call him the obsession. Um, Cory is a kid that's dominated and domineered by his mother. Okay. Sounds more like a psycho. Now, yes, he was a pathetic character, blah, 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 all that crap. Um, I've seen Christine, and I don't think it's nearly the ripoff of Christine as Halloween Ends is. That's because I absolutely hated the protagonist. That kid was a fucking pud muffin. Um, but Halloween Ends was, in my opinion, better than Christine. Let's go back to Obsession. Now, dominated and domineered by his mother. What's that sound like? That sounds like Psycho. Um, is this kid a killer already? Is this kid as weak as he claims to be? I don't know. Or does he seem like he's holding back? Um, to me, I don't think the kid is quite as weak as he thinks he is. He's got a domineering mother that controls him. Instead of being able to freak out and just say, fuck you, he's respectful. It's still his mom, still takes care of him. It is what it is. He was getting pissed off when the bullies were making fun of him. I mean, even squeezed the U-2 till it burst. And even with all that, he's going through that. And then when you see he goes to the clinic, Allison has to pull the fucking, and Dr. Was he Dr. Mixter? I can't remember that little loser pud muffin, but I don't know. Imagine fighting someone throwing you into an ice thing, and you've got glass sticking out of your hand. He really didn't even sell it that much for, you know, you got to think like this. If it doesn't make sense to you, here's a girl that works in a doctor's office, wants to take care of something. Everything she loves, tries to take care of, dies. She wanted to, well, in the book, Lori liked that this was a big cop. So even though he's like old enough to basically be her dad, it's like, yeah, you stay with him, and which is fucking weird. And I hate the Lori in the book. I'd kill that bitch myself. With that being said, and this is my least favorite Lori of every Halloween movie I've seen. Uh, so this girl that sees him as um, something to be protected, that's fine. Um, Cory has never had a love interest, or he tried, but his mom ruined some date for him. I can't remember all the details in the book. Blah 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 blah. But he's guarded and he's scared. But then why should we be drawn to him? And it doesn't make sense. It's because if he does have this pull, and he was chosen by the boogeyman to be the new fucking boogeyman. I mean, he's even the right age for when Michael escaped. 21. Obsession. Why was Allison suddenly obsessed with this dude? Supernatural element. Now, let's tie it back to Halloween 2018. Healthy diet, plenty of exercise, blah, blah, sartain bullshit. Yeah, we know. Um, 4 years of bleeding out. 4 years of infected wounds, living in a fucking sewer. Um, Probably being fed by the homeless guy that has a better backstory, religious zealot. Um, I be your Michael Myers. I mean, completely deranged. Uh, cool as hell too, though. I kind of want to write his like origin story, like killing people in a mall in the '80s with a hatchet. I'll write that shit. Um, but that's the it's like a lot more cool beginning of a serial killer type shit than making Halloween better. Um, but there's still ways to think about Halloween in that you can write plenty of rip-off stories with those prompts because they're still good and they're still worthy of being thought about. Um, Michael's bleeding out. Michael's dying. Um, he tries to, pass the evil on to Cory. As people being funny say, Michael gets his groove back when, him and Cory start killing together. But I think that's why it doesn't make sense. Um, she's obsessed. There's something invisible because if you think of Michael having some kind of supernatural power, being he just has the touch of evil, like in Halloween 4, where Jamie touches his hand and she becomes like him. Um, that would make sense. Knowing he's dying, But again, that's the thing. Just explain that to us. Don't be afraid just because it's a Halloween movie that you got to keep shit in the dark. No, tell us and say, this is what we're dealing with because this is making a lot more sense than letting us speculate and not know what the fuck we're talking about. With that being said, and this is drawing her in, putting her in danger. And if you're seeing, you know, I don't know, lost train of thought. It was so boring and stupid. So I'm just going to end the video now.